CBS News military consultant now, Dr. Jeffrey McCausland, joins us on the phone. Doctor, we appreciate the time. Looking at ISIS, if nothing else, as a territorial power, what to make then of McGurk's comments?
Well, I think, Josh, that he's exactly correct. We have seen the Caliphate lose territory at about 20%. That being said, in Iraq, they still control a very key city, the city of Mosul, second largest city in the country. But the Iraqi government has said for a long time they're going to recover that particular city. Now, they're very slow in doing so, and the major offensive to do that is still in the offing.
And you mentioned that major offensive. It would come with some U.S. assistance, but it does appear as though these attacks in this new wave of violence have at least accomplished one goal: to paralyze the Iraqi government politically, if nothing else. If they can continue to keep Baghdad in political crisis, isn't ISIS at least keeping ground in that way?
Certainly, they're taking the initiative away from the Iraqi government, because what they're doing, of course, is changing their tactics. And in any strategy, one has to remember that the enemy gets a vote. You do something, they can do something. In this case, as they lose territory, they're going to revert to terrorist-type attacks, as you suggested there at the top. It's going to force the Iraqi government to reposition forces to protect the capital and further deepen the political crisis that was already ongoing in the capital between Sunni and Shiite parties, also exacerbated by severe economic problems in Iraq, as we've seen the plunging price of oil cause them enormous economic difficulty.
And finally, Doctor, when you look at the idea of ISIS, again, as a regional power or a territorial power, they looked, this caliphate of theirs, they would like to be global. And so we look at the attacks in Paris and in Brussels and, frankly, in San Bernardino, the ability perhaps to activate sleeper cells. In terms of territory, then, isn't that claiming something of a false victory?
To a degree, you could say that. We see them metastasize in Libya. We see them now in alliance with Boko Haram. We see some possibility of them working with al-Shabaab, showing up in Afghanistan. So you could say it's metastasizing more broadly. I think one of the things McGurk did say, which is important, is that we're combating them more effectively in cyberspace. Now, for every Twitter feed that's put out by ISIS, about 6 go out trying to counter that. We're trying to defeat them, if you will, by attacking their particular propaganda, their ideology, their explanation of the world. And as a consequence, we're seeing a degrading number of recruits. There are now reports that fewer than about 90 recruits are making it into Syria to fight for ISIS every month. A few months back, it was well over 1,000.
Looking to make these victories Pyrrhic, if nothing else. Dr. Jeffrey McCausland, we very much appreciate the time today.
My pleasure, Josh.